Hey comrades, welcome back to From the Depths with me, Richie, continuing the Onyx campaign. Okay, I'm introducing another one of my battleships as well. This is the Warspite. Got advanced cannons again, triple mounted, on 4 turrets. Particle cannons on the side of it. And I don't believe it has any missiles or anything like that. It might have torpedoes underneath. Does it have torpedoes? No, it doesn't. It does not even have torpedoes. Laser anti-missile defense obviously comes as standard. And hopefully should be ready to go into battle, I think. Yep, his battery's fully charged. Okay, with the Warspite now fully rearmed, it's now ready to make its debut. So what I'll do, I'll try and make it more favourable terms this time. I'll make the enemy come to me instead of chasing them. All I'll do is I'll provoke the fleet and then engage at as long range as possible. And we're up against an Eri, a glaive, another Eri, a cauldron, Telemachus, and a halberd. Nice little round number of ships.
Weapons only.
Just stop there. Oh yeah, and I think I need to set the visibility of the shields for this one. Possibly the design hasn't quite been finished off just yet. And it looks like my shots are going pretty well at the minute. Just need a few good hits and be able to take some of them down. Nothing else, I think the particle cannons will do a good job of ripping through them. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, that's a lot more like it. It's got a larger caliber than the Aurora is, this thing. Downside is it doesn't have the same high fire rate. I still want to focus everything on the middle one if I can. And hopefully my laser anti-missile defences are working. Are they? Let's see. Yeah, that's stopping them. Yeah, I think I need to swap the shells out to high explosive or something like that. And I can chew them up a bit better. That being said though, they're not exactly doing a bad job. It's not a fantastically good one, to be honest. Tell you what, let's focus on this big one instead, since he seems to have some repair tentacles on him. And where have we stopped firing? Oh, we haven't. Need to work on the accuracy of them a little bit. In fact, it might be better off taking the Warspite and the Aurora back to the designer actually until I can finish tweaking them a little bit. Just need to tweak different things. I mean, the Warspite just needs better accuracy and, well, better shells. And I think the Aurora just needs more batteries on it. But apart from math, I don't think they're too bad. I'm saying that if the deliverance were here, and go through them in no time. Oh, nice. That's blasted him out of the water rather nicely. And I think he's dead now. I think he might have killed his AI or something. Now we just need to take down him and his buddy. I think we can call it a victory. I just need to remember to bring the Warspite in a bit closer. Could maybe do a bit of work on the aesthetics as well, to be honest. Not the prettiest of things. In fact, if I go down to just 2 barrels, I can probably make them higher caliber and a bit more powerful. Yeah, I think I might just do that actually. The triple barrel is nice, but if it's not doing any damage, then it's not really worth having it.
Engaging now.
Okay, everyone target this guy. Yeah, I think it will take the war spike back to the designers, to be honest. Still needs a bit of work on it yet. Well, you don't really find these things out until you actually take them into combat. It's good to learn. I've got plenty of repair drones going, but they're just not repairing fast enough. I think we've probably lost this battle. And the best thing we can do is try ramming the other enemy, yeah. Put him out of action. No, we've still got 2 particle guns on this side. I wonder if we can swing around and get them to go firing. Yep, out of resources, no AI. I think it's safe to say this battle's lost. There you go, war spike back to the designer. Oh, you know, you can't win them all, you know. Sometimes you got to take the losses and roll with them. But there's only one thing for it, and that's to get even. With that in mind, we're going to get even. Okay, we're bringing the Aurora in again. Enemy in range. Time for payback. We're going to have justice for the war spike. No one thinks they're battleships and gets away with it. Nobody. So, what I need to do now is just close in on him and give him a bit of punishment. I think he's finally in range now, so let's start making a mess of him. Hopefully try and get more materials from him than actually lose to him. I want these wars to be profitable. Not that I'm a capitalist, mind you. But just efficient. Can't believe it talked about making profit there. Need to wash my mouth out, I think, now. Clash of the Titans. Wonder how much material it is, the area, anyway. 197, so he's not far off medium-sized material-wise. Obviously, the fact that he's airborne means he gets a bit more mobility. I think I might need to design something similar to that. At any rate, I think we'll probably be falling back on the Hornet after these battles, just to get him to clear the enemy territory. I'm not ready to retire the Aurora or the Warspite just yet, but I'll keep them off frontline services while I make some adjustments to them. I suppose I could even have particle cannons to the Warspite, actually. That might make it a bit more effective. And I think we're beginning to see the destruction of him now. Finally have to put up a brave struggle there. Quite a tough opponent in the area. I forgot how tough they were, actually. Compared to the rest of the Deepwater Go campaign, this has been actually a lot more challenging. I think if I'd been facing these guys early on in the Onyx campaign, I might have struggled quite a bit. Okay, we've got the secondary in sight now. Or in our sights, should I say. And hopefully try and take him down quickly, and this won't be as go as badly as the last battle with these guys have gone. It's surprising that the Onyx watch have waited till late game to start bringing out these units. I guess now they're realising they're doomed. They've got nothing to lose by inflicting as much casualties on me as possible. It's certainly a learning curve anyway, if nothing else. I'm not even sure if the Dolphin could have handled these guys actually. I think he might have struggled a bit, especially considering he can shoot down most of my missiles. So I'll probably have to wait until he's out of fuel and try and dodge his shots that land in the water. With those cram cannons hit, they can do massive amounts of damage. They've seemed to, from what they've done to the Aurora so far. And it looks like we're seeing some large pieces coming off the area in the distance. With all those trailing behind him. It looks like some. I was going to say they're internal explosions here, but they're just probably cram cannon shots coming off. Yeah, I think they're actually surprisingly tough, all things considered. And getting him to trail pieces of his hull is not difficult. It's just not enough. With him, you just need to keep knocking him off until we practically have him left. That just came out stupid. That should I try and get him? Yeah, there's a lot of times when I've shot at these guys and you just see pieces of debris trailing off him. Of course, now he's actually self-destructing now, so that means it's a victory for us. It can take a large amount of punishment though, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I've decided it's time for the Hornet to make his entrance again. He's now been fully refueled, so he's all ready for combat operations. So we'll put the last of the squares with him. And hopefully we won't face too many areas along the way. We've got a cauldron, another cauldron. Oh no, I can't believe it's not a cauldron. And a telemachus.
Listening.
So I think we put our craft in there. Yeah, I think the Aurora really needs the 4Q switches per coupler, is it? Yeah, I think so. They seem to make the lasers just that little bit more effective. I might even consider doing it for the Deliverance actually. But then again, Deliverance does a good job as it is. Yeah, damn, look at him, I think he's shredded off them already. Well, after the missiles have, one of the two.
Engaging now.
Yeah, first focus everything on that one and bring him down. And we're going to pick off his buddies. Ooh, the missiles finding the target very nicely there. Putting most of his guns out of action. You just see him trailing in the water there. How tragic. Like another round of missiles just going off there. And incoming, yep, there we go. And they should be ploughing into him rather nicely. Oh, they're going for another target instead. I like how they got the guns up with like crossbows on them. And since the lasers stopped firing at that one in the background, I think that means he's probably dead. He's certainly no, they switched back to firing at him again. I didn't realise these guys had missile defences on them. Not enough to stop these swarm of missiles at the Hornet fires anyway. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Just hammering chunks out of him. And it looks like he's lost one of his big turrets there. He seems to have stopped firing. I'm wondering if his AI dead now. Yep, another explosion, internal explosion there. And it looks like he's dead in the water. And I'm guessing we've already taken out the other one. And the one that was there. So is it just this guy now? And I was going to say Islamicus. No. I should just stop getting ahead of myself. Yep, GG. Okay, I think it's time we bring the Courageous back in on the fray.
Moving out.
Just so we can actually get him doing some battling for once. And we're up against a Warden, a Cauldron, a Warden, and a Telemachus. I've got the torpedo bombers as well on board, so they should help to make short work of him. Spawn on you, and we'll get this show on the road. What a glorious sight. All my air fleet sailing off into the sunset. With only one goal in mind. The destruction of their ships. And I doubt there'll be a serious challenge. We've got overwhelming air superiority. We are not thankfully up against another area which have so far proved to be a real headache for my forces. And it looks like something's fallen there. Have they taken out one of my craft? Yep, they have indeed. I'll pull him back in for repairs. And I really need to get the Courageous moving again before he gets trashed. Yep, like that. I think might be best off just getting him out of there, to be honest. Or else doing what I did in the earlier campaigns and just getting him to circle round. That actually proved to be a rather effective tactic. And it also means I can bring the cram cannons on it into play. So long as I can avoid his cram cannon shots as well. No. Oh, phew, I thought he was going to crash into him then. That's a relief. I haven't quite figured out how to get my aircraft to avoid each other when they get close to crashing. Let me know in the comments below if you got any advice or anything. That doesn't involve lure or anything like that. And I could add lure to all these craft, but to be honest, I'm trying to keep this a vanilla campaign. And I feel like lure just adds, well, sort of a slightly unfair advantage to him, really. Frustratingly, they're repairing each other as well. I'm not sure. I don't even know where they're getting these resources from. I mean, they've got no mining. They've got one mining site left, but it's not actually been depleted, so I don't think it's been mined. And they don't even have a miner on it anyway, so quite what's going on, I'm not sure. I'm guessing maybe from Minecraft or something like that. I don't know. I don't know 100% exactly how the economy works for the computer in campaign mode, unless it's more like limited resources, localized resources even. In which case I just know it's whatever they've got on the craft at the time. That's one of the reasons that makes the localized campaign a little bit easier, really, when you're playing against them, because once you deplete the resources that's on the craft, you ain't going to get any more. Which, especially if they use steam engines or something like that, means they're pretty much put out of the fight altogether. And yep, we're AC 130 in these guys. I'll bring the other one, the Furious, on to take the next tower as well when I take down these guys. And hopefully it'll be a quick battle. And if I could engines above them, I wonder if I can jump down and capture some of them. get some resources back if I can to compensate for some of the losses I've taken early on. I'm guessing his AI must be smelling difficult. Bingo. Let me get out. I think at this point it's probably worth capturing some of these guys just to bolster my supplies. Can I get there in time? No, probably not. Nope. Yeah, oh well. Just got 6 tiles left to take for the Onyx watch, and then they're dead and done for. And Aurora's probably going to get here eventually, but in the meantime, it'll be the Furious charging onto that tile.
Moving out. Moving out.
And so we'll take this tile and see what we can salvage for the glorious communist empire. And oh shit, we have an Airy. I'm gambling that my swarm of aircraft is probably going to overwhelm his anti-missile defense. That's a theory, anyway. Theory to the test in battle. The Furious is armed with advanced cannons as well instead of the cram cannons, so they might be able to punch through his shields if I get the angle right on him. And if so, they can probably do quite a bit of damage. I think these are armor-piercing sabot shells. And yeah, he's trying to shoot me with his crams, but we're just too damn fast for them. Especially at this range. And I think as well when we close in he's using sabot shells himself, so they should be able to just bounce straight off our shields. Let's see, we'll find out now. Yep, for the most part. Shields can hold them off. Of course I just need to keep my aircraft at sort of an angle to him. And how's he doing health-wise? Probably better than me. Just saw a massive explosion there. 94%, so we are steadily doing damage to him. And that explosion there was not one of my aircraft, thankfully.
Engaging now.
Okay, let's bring the guns up to bear on this guy. Hopefully from this angle as well, I'll punch a hole straight through to the water and he'll sink. With him being made of, with most of the Onyx watch being made of pretty much pure metal, they tend to sink rather nicely. It's one of the reasons why I try and include a bit of wood in my aircraft, in my ships and stuff. So basically, if they get waterlogged, they should be able to still float. Should, of course, being the key word there. Doesn't always work in practice. Looks like I got an ammo barrel there, or two. And the area is still down to 91%. So we are still doing damage to him steadily, and this guy is down to 85%.
Engaging now.
I'll tell you what, let's pick off that Telemachus first of all. If nothing else, it'll mean one less target to deal with. I think I might have taken the Telemachus down. Yes, I believe I have actually. So it's just the Airy and the Halberd now to deal with. And that wasn't too good. Something just exploded. Hopefully nothing's that I desperately need. You know, those cram cannon shots are quite nasty. Another nice explosion there. Ouch, that won't call it as nice though. Thankfully, all the units are mutually healing each other, which is rather nice. I like the good cooperation between them. Thought it was going to crash into him then. Okay, health-wise he's down to 73%. Maybe it takes a lot of punishment, this guy, to go down. I really do with the deliverance being here, to be honest, if we're facing guys like this. It's like one of my swordfishes crashed, is it? Yep, he's back in action again. I'm guessing his laser anti-missile defences have probably packed in as well. And of course, as soon as I say that, his laser missile defences kick in. Over there goes one of the anti-missile turrets. I might actually end up removing these. They've proven to be a bit more reliability than an asset. Leave a comment below and let me know what kind of suggestions you have to replace it with. Cannons maybe, advanced cannons that actually shoot at enemies. I've not decided yet. I could go with missiles, but that's a bit unoriginal really. But still it's rather effective at least. I could add laser systems if actually had some laser components inside, but unfortunately I don't, and it'd be a bit awkward fitting it in. I think it's probably a toss-up between chrome cannons, missiles or advanced cannons, to be honest. I'm tempted to lean towards chrome cannons actually. Well, saying that, I could maybe have a look at the anti-missile thing, see if I can tweak it a little bit. Ouch. Yeah, they're just way too volatile as they are. Oh, it's a nice explosion there, another nice explosion. And I think, is he disintegrating at last? No, of course he isn't. I'll do what I can do though in the meantime. I've got another unit. One that didn't do well in the Lightning Hoods campaign, but I know it can probably do quite well here. And that's the Peacemaker. Space Bomber. I think given the speed he flies at and the altitude, he should be pretty much invulnerable to these guys' shots. And he's not going to run out of fuel or ammo either. There's more that I can say for him. The area I think will run out of fuel after a while. I think we can probably destroy him before it comes to that. Yes, is he now disintegrating now? Still no? Jeez. What's he at health-wise? 59% is close to the critical point where he'll start disintegrating. And it seems that his weapons are offline, is it? Are they? No, it looks like he's still got a gun on the bottom. Unfortunately, the gun on the bottom's not really going to do much good when my entire force is actually above him. Please tell me he's dead now. It looks like he's falling into the water now. Let's try and capture him. Like I said, it's a nice boon to resources when I capture something. Oh, come on, I was right there. There we go. This thing is where? Of course he has more than one AI. Just to be awkward, just to be special. So his other AI would be... If I was an AI, where would I be? No, not disintegrate now. I think he is disintegrating. Oh well, still a victory. Okay, so let's take down his buddy and... why are my controls not working? Oh, that's better. It was in naval mode for some reason. Let's have a look. Oh, that's nice. Yep, the torpedo's hitting from the front there. Looks like all his guns are out of action now. So he's just sitting there dead in the water waiting to be finished off. And I think, judging by all the debris now, he is dead now. Yep. Good night, Vienna. All the challenges to the cause of communism eliminated. Okay, it's time to give the peacemaker a chance to redeem himself now. We can take on both of these groups at the same time then, that's not a problem. And we're up against what exactly? A halberd, a Telemachus. Is there an area in here? Another halberd, a cauldron, another cauldron, and a Telemachus. I don't think he'll have any chance to actually shoot me down from where he is. Nothing. This missile swarm's going to be too much for him to shoot down at once. Yeah, you can pick off one or two of them, but not that entire swarm of them. I think this thing would probably take down an area, actually. Death from above. Beautiful. Warranty void if lasers are involved. Apart from that, he's pretty much invulnerable from where he is due to his speed and altitude. Means that cram cannons certainly can't target him. Advanced cannons do have a better chance, but still it's a tricky target to hit. Lasers and particle cannons, however, can hit him rather easily. And the missiles rain home on the next victim. There's a missile defences managing to get some of them, but not enough of them, unfortunately for him. Oh, but here he's doing a bit more effectively. I think the best thing I can do is to drop down onto their ships and try and, again, salvage as much as I can. Just because all these resources will help me later, I've actually got a plan if I can capture enough. I'll see what battleship I'll probably need a little bit more, about just short of 1 million resources, so the more I get earlier on, the more likely it is I can make it. Surprise. The boat belongs to me now. Oh, come on. There we go. Well. we go. Beautiful. More communist forces join the ranks. Unwillingly.
Receiving.
Beautiful. We have another recruit to our cause. Excellent. And finally, after a somewhat lengthy campaign, but zero cost one, we've now actually added more units to our inventory to be disposed of. Okay, we've got 49 territory there that we're going to liberate. We're using the Peacemaker again, just since it seems to be rather quick and efficient. So let's cross a territory. Might as well do 2 territories at once.
Moving out.
Like again, I'm looking to capture as much as I can, because I want to carry some of these resources forward. I've actually got 500,000 now, so not doing too badly. So let's get this show on the road. And there we go, there's our targets to capture. Don't think I've captured this one before. If I have, I can't remember it. Let's just... No, wait, what? Oh, we captured it, that was easy enough. Yeah, the most challenging capture ever. Bring me your AI core. At any rate, I think his AI is just around, not there. Okay. Let's see, that's tempting to shoot, but I don't want to do that. Where is his AI? Oh, you know what, sorry, let's blow him up, it's a bit more gratifying. So, where's his ammo barrels? There we go. Beautiful sight. Oh, what else can we blow up on here? Yeah, these are always fun. Whee! In retrospect, probably not the brightest move I've ever done. Especially considering how explosive those are. At any rate, another victory.
Listening.
That means there is just one more territory to take now. So without further ado, while we've got the momentum still going, let's get in there and take it out. And we're up against a Kingstead, a Cauldron, and a Telemachus. Yep, and I think if I remember correctly, the AI core right through this screen. And there we go. That's how difficult it is. And this Kingstead's a monster as well. So I think we'll get some nice shiny resources from it. And we now have over 1 million in resources, which is quite nice. I mean, I can now start. I can now even build my large capital ship. Although I probably need refineries to keep it supported, and question is now, do I launch my campaign against the Scarlet Dome with that super ship? Or do I continue mopping up with the Lightning Hoods? I'll have to decide that in the next episode, I think. In the meantime, let's say thank you. Hope you've enjoyed watching the show. Like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode.